Crushing the meta.
Big welcome to our channel. We are Team Crushing the Meta, and today we're here for you guys with a tier list. As you can see, this tier list we will be using for our new series, How to Crush. But yeah, before we do How to Crush, we need to know which decks we want to crush. So for the tier list, our tier list is a bit different. We start up with tier 0, tier 1, tier 2, and then we have tier 3, which includes all other decks. Tier 0 are the decks that are so strong that they will always be at the top. So the overpowered deck, OP decks. Tier 1 are top decks, so decks that you always see at the top. They're topping, they're doing great because they have good support, good new cards. And tier 2 are potential decks, decks that could top but not always will top. And tier 3 could be anything because the deck is so or the game is so healthy that you have a lot of different decks that you could see at tops or at tournaments. So tier 3 could be really anything. So let's start up with tier 0. Tier 0, as you can see, are two decks. We have Zodiac Time Beast and Battle Sisters. I think all of you guys agree with me that Battle Sisters is very strong. It has a very strong early game and go to a crazy mid game, and then they will finish you off with their new Stride Stillwater. And of course we have Zodiac Time Beast, which has a lot of potential being the top deck, because it has so much outs, and the only way that you could win against it is by rushing it. But we will talk about that later. So Zodiac Time Beast, Battle Sisters, tier 0. We will talk about each and every deck separately when we go into the videos how to crush. Next we have tier 1. Tier 1 we see two new decks. The first one is Bladewing, and then we have Blade Master. Bladewing with their crazy first stride OTK is just insane what the deck can do. And then of course we have Blade Master, which is one of the most balanced deck that you have. It has of course a great field control, but it has its flaws, so we will talk about that as well. Then we have Luard, Nitros, and Gears in general. Those three decks will always be tier 1 because of their support, because what they can do, and the decks are also very balanced. And then we have Blasters, which could go between tier 1 to tier 0 because the deck is really good because of the support, because the deck has a strong early game, it could have a very strong mid game, and you have also some finisher at strides, but it has a lot of weaknesses in my opinion, so we will talk about that as well. Then we go to tier 2, which are the potential decks, decks that have potential to top but will not always be seen at the top. First of all, we have just Oracle Think Tank in general. Any kind of Oracle Think Tank, any kind of deck that could abuse Stillwater as a stride could be a potential top tier deck. Then we have Domination, which people are saying that it is tier 1. In my opinion, it's not. If you know how to play against the deck, then you know how to beat the deck. If not, then you have to learn how to play against it. But I think that this deck, when it goes to the tops, it will lose because people would know how to play against it, even with the new support from set 12. Then we have Bermuda in general. Any kind of Bermuda decks. It could be Loras, it could be Prism, it could be Duo, it could be really anything. The deck has a lot of outs. It could win against like Link Joker, against Kagero, against a lot of different clans, and that's why it makes the deck very good. Also, we have a lot of really good Bermuda players, so it doesn't matter which format they play, they could potentially go to the top. Then we go to Genesis. Any kind of Genesis deck that uses Ishtar. If you're using Fenrir, Wiseman Loop, you still sometimes go into Ishtar, and otherwise you could finish them off with Wiseman First Stride, maybe Tyr or Doombrace. But yeah, Ishtar in general is a very good stride, even turboing it to the GB8. So any kind of Genesis decks, Armuda or Fenrir or even Witches would definitely go to the top. Then we have Vanguard. Vanguard is another deck that has a lot of potential, like Blade Master. The deck could be very balanced, but the deck needs the support that gets from set 12. So we will see how this deck will do in this format. In my opinion, I think that this deck will do really good because it has a lot of outs against tier 1 decks, and tier 0 decks, so that's why the deck is really good. Then we go into Gaia. So Toshikaze in general, especially Gaia, is a very strong deck. We have seen the deck top in multiple tournaments, and the players that are using it are very good, so that's why the deck is still topping. Then we go to Link Jokers being Glendios, or Chaos Breaker, or Messiah, or any kind of deck that uses Freeze Ray. All those decks are very, very good because the mechanic of Link Joker, the lock, is still amazingly broken. So that's why Link Joker will always be a potential deck. Then of course we never forget the Hillheart 8 Turbo deck. I'm not talking about Rising Nova in general, I'm just talking about the Turbo deck. The Turbo deck is very good and it would definitely be a potential deck. You will see this deck in multiple tournaments, just some rock players are trying to use it. Me myself, I am more a big fan of Rising Nova in general, not just the Turbo deck, so that's the deck that I use. But yeah, the Turbo deck, you will see that. And as I said, there is no tier 3, because tier 3 could be anything. It could be any other deck that you enjoy using, the deck that you know how to use pretty well. It could really be anything. So yeah, that's it for this video. What do you think of our new logo? We also have that on, of course, our YouTube channel. We have seen the new episode from How to Play, and you could go to our YouTube channel, subscribe to our channel, or maybe both. You could also go to our group on Facebook. It's Crushing the Meta. You can search it up and go to our group. We put everything in here. We have the new logo. We have all of our stuff. We have JD that is helping us with all the new support or all of the new cards. Like you can see, whenever a card is known, he will put it on here. And of course, we have our videos that we post, so you guys could keep up with us. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and till next time.